you'd want me to cover all the 3 weeks, or how do you want me to keep the pace?
So the 3 weeks means the whole DEX, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So if this 1 hour session is going to be okay for covering all 3 DEX, it's okay. If not, we can have another session, because in any case, we have a time. All events will be almost in a month time. So from that perspective, we can arrange another session next week and go. I don't want to just squeeze the time.
Yeah.
And use your time freely in 1 hour time. We can see how much we can handle, and then if we need another session, we can schedule a session.
Okay, got it. All right. So we're gonna be doing first week, and it's all about how you are selling a product based on use case. That's why it's called use case based solution selling. And the use case for collaboration is how can we enhance the employee experience using WebEx Suite, WebEx AI Assistant, collaboration devices, WebEx Control Hub. There are so many components of collaboration that are there to enhance the experience. For this particular week, we've chosen Cisco devices. And when I say Cisco devices, a use case, a sub use case could be how can we extend the meeting experience beyond just our cell phones, beyond our laptops, our PCs, and make sure that those devices can join any conference meeting, not just limited to WebEx. How can we deliver that experience across all meeting platforms when we walk into the conference room, and not just limited to our personal devices like cell phones? How can we enhance the experience by people who are sitting in the conference room, how can we position Cisco video endpoint so that the experience is good for those people who walk into the conference room and want to join different platforms? So that's going to be the key component of improving that experiences, which is using our Cisco video endpoints. Now this slide is, everybody knows of what all devices we have. We have something for a personal space, something for a small room, for a large room, and integrated solutions as well in case customer wants an integrated solution. All these devices that you see are powered by RoomOS, but now they're also certified for Microsoft Teams, which means if you want to run the Microsoft Teams rooms, what is Microsoft Teams rooms? Nothing but running the Microsoft Teams application. In this case, it would be over the Android container. If you want that same purple UI, same way to join and unjoin a meeting using Bluetooth for screen share or Cisco share options as well, or you want the similar experience that you're using on Microsoft Teams, then we support MTR as well. We are certified for Microsoft Teams. And all these devices are certified. So we have our 2 new devices, Fit Pro G2 and Desk Pro G2. They are also certified for Microsoft Teams rooms. And it's also visible on Microsoft's website as well. Okay, we've spoken about our devices. They are certified for Microsoft Teams, but we are not stopping there. We've also launched this new partnership with Zoom, where we are supporting Zoom rooms as well. So just like you have Microsoft UI, you want to join the meeting in the way you do it on your laptop and you join on your mobile. Same way, we are giving that Zoom experience on our video endpoints, and these are the video endpoints that are supported for Zoom rooms at the moment. Now, okay, you can join Zoom meeting, you can join Microsoft meeting. We are certified for these vendors. That's good. That sort of, gives you an experience to join multiple meetings. But what if when you want to enhance the meeting, when you're actually inside the meeting? We don't want to be limited to just WebEx meetings or different meeting platforms, but we want to improve the in-meeting experience. So with that, we have something called distance zero. This concept is, how can we make sure that the people who have joined remotely or those inside the room feel as if they are all one? They don't feel the distance between them. That's why we call this as distance zero. And before we move on to the features, I'm going to first put
Ever feel like you have the worst seat in the meeting? I feel like no one can really hear or see me. Can we fix that? That's better.
I would love to have a camera right there. Nope. Nope. Let's put it up there.
And can we get intelligent audio so that everyone in the room can be heard?
What about framing? So these side conversations don't get lost in the noise.
Agreed. Amazing.
And maybe it could all be directed like a movie in real time so that everyone on the call feels like they're in the room and part of the conversation.
It would be amazing if I could stand and move around the room while I talk. I could go through our latest pitch or market forecast, and nothing would be missed, not even if I spin dramatically and look right there.
Okay. So what you just saw was just one experience where you actually feel closer to the person who's speaking. You actually feel it like an in-room experience, like a movie. It's not like speaker tracking where one person spoke, the camera would focus on them, and maybe after a few seconds, the camera would focus on somebody else. That's not the case. We've brought enhancements more than that, so that you get a better experience. And that's what the session is all about. How can we provide the best of best experience to you? And how is this done? So we have had 7 years of partnership with NVIDIA, which produces AI-based chipsets. And all our Cisco video devices have these AI-built chipsets inside them, which makes them do faster processing, which makes them capable of all the AI functions that you're seeing on this one slide. They can do that because of the built-in NVIDIA chips on our Cisco devices. What you saw was cinematic meetings. What we do have more is meeting zones. If let's say in our internal shows like Cisco Live or GSX, where we have audiences, where we have multiple booths, we don't want after a certain distance that somebody who started speaking, the speaker tracking should focus on them, or their voice should be going to the other end. So you can actually create meeting zone that, okay, I want somebody who's standing near the booth within this area, only that person should be heard. Rest, everything should be removed. Now, how this comes useful for customers is a lot of my customers have, let's say, glass walls. Or not just glass walls, maybe open spaces. And when there are open spaces, you would want to use this feature. Even when you're having shows, or when you're having booths, or when you're having exhibitions, in those scenarios, this can come very, very handy. Presenter and audience, I think everybody has experienced this, where you have a presenter in the room, there's a camera for the presenter camera focuses on the presenter, where the quad cam of the device focuses on the audience. So we've all experienced this. But what's different here in the cinematic meetings is that first of all, the device now is powered by AI chipset. Second, we are using our ceiling microphones and our table microphones, which are again powered by AV over IP. When I say AV over IP, which means that they are using a single Ethernet cable to, they're not using any HDMI cable, they work on Ethernet cable, on internet, and they can send packets of voice over that internet or that Ethernet cable. They do not require extra HDMI cables. So basically they can run over your network. And when they're running over your network, the processing is faster. You can carry the packets to longer distances as well. If you have, let's say, a building with multiple floors and you want, let's say, I'm just taking an example, not for the mic case, but how AV over IP works, that if you want to maybe send some data to multiple floors in a building, you can do that with AV over IP because it's running on your LAN. It's running, you don't need a single HDMI cable which has a limited length. AV over IP can travel long distances. So cinematic experience is something which is done by the AI capability of our Cisco devices. with our new AI-powered AV over IP microphones and our AI-based camera of the devices. So all those work in tandem, work in combination to give you a cinematic experience where the shift between the cameras, the room vision, if you have installed on the opposite walls, the shift between a room vision and quad camera is so quick. The voice which is captured of the active speaker by a ceiling microphone or is so quick that each of them is sharing information in the form of audio packets. Okay, now you need to focus on this person. Now you need to do that. There is a very little time lag. I mean, I love the features of our Cisco devices like speaker tracking, but now we've taken it one step further by using AV, by using AI, by using AV over IP, by using chipset and our new microphones, which work on AV over IP. Quick pause here. Any questions before I move further?
All good for
Okay.
now.
Okay. So we have a campfire setup as well. Usually we position this in courtrooms or if you would have seen courtrooms where there, let's say, jury sitting on all four sides. You can have four codecs working together to give a single view of the side that they are facing. So this codec will focus on this side. This codec will focus on this side. Uh, one codec can be used to join and the other cameras can be used so that there is no so that the integrated speaker of only one codec is used. Not gonna focus here much. It's like a detailed thing. The campfire is a detailed setup on its own, but if in case, I mean, you can ask in the session in case anyone needs to know more, we can connect with them, but we're not focusing this in depth in this session right now. Cross view is again, if somebody is sitting on the opposite wall, you want to have a room vision or a PTZ camera focusing on them, and this camera focuses on this person as soon as somebody starts speaking. So quad camera, room vision or PTZ, they share information. The mics are being used to carry audio over VoIP, and this is how cross view works, where people on the sides are taken care of and their view is sent by a PTZ. You don't want to see the side view of a person. If I'm talking to somebody like this, the quad camera, the camera of the laptop is focusing on my side. I don't want that. I want the camera that is in front of me when I start speaking should focus on me. And we'll see this demo in the week 2 of how the experience is in the cross view. Extended speaker track is when the speaker track, let's say, focuses on 29 feet. After 29 feet, it stops. And maybe at the 31st feet, there is like a CEO sitting or somebody who has a high profile who's sitting, and you don't want to make, I mean, you want to extend the capability beyond 29 feet. And I think we've done this extended speaker track where PTZ camera can be installed just above the quad cam at a particular eye level, which is something that will be seen by partners on what the eye level should be. And that camera can be used to focus on that one person who's sitting at the very end. So we are extending and we are extending this zone. We are making sure that the person who's sitting at the very end, even after the quad cam's speaker track stops at 29 feet, how can we extend that speaker track zone to somebody who's sitting at 30th feet? Again, this is being done by the combination of the AI powered chipset of our devices and the mics, the ceiling microphone pro, the table microphone pro, making sure that the audio is sent over IP at the fastest rate. There's no lag in between them, and we are reaching out to people who are even seated at far distance. And the features that you're seeing, extended speaker track, meeting zones, adaptive beamforming. Beamforming is nothing but taking audio in a form of a beam. Like when I say beam, a beam, when you see a beam goes in one direction. So here multiple beams are being emitted in 360-degree direction, making sure that all the 360 in the entire 360-degree circle, everybody who's speaking, their voice gets heard. So that is being done by our Table Microphone Pros. Frames, head detection. We've already experienced this. This feature is not something which is new, where you want to focus on the faces, facial recognitions. We've already had these. So all these features that you're seeing right now, they work on all our meeting platforms. They are not just limited to WebEx. They work on Microsoft Teams, they work on Zoom, they work on WebEx. So you have the experience of joining multiple meetings. Apart from that, we are giving you an AI-based experience of how that experience is enhanced way beyond what you were already doing in the past. Okay, we are done with NVIDIA chipset, which have made sure that the experience can be enhanced. How can we, I mean, with the Room OS 26, which is the newest OS, this is also something which is powered by AI. So how can we make sure that, okay, on the hardware perspective, we've improved the experience. Now the software of our devices is also acting as an enhancer of that AI experience, because it's itself is powered by AI. So your Room OS 26, how does that empower your AI experience for your audience? This is just one slide telling you that if you use a Cisco devices, you have a combination of both software AI experience and hardware AI experience. How this is enhanced through an NVIDIA chip and through a Room OS Room OS experience that delivers the best digital workforce AI experience. Now, these are few of the Room OS features that I have mentioned in a couple of slides, and we're going to talk about what Room OS features are available on what all platforms. So there is something called dynamic mode. Dynamic mode, what it usually does is where the camera will choose the best experience for you. Sometimes best overview is the best experience. Sometimes maybe when there are two participants and maybe they are, like, let's say, talking one after the other, we want both of them to be in the frame. Or maybe when people are spread across the room and it's a small room, we want maybe frames to be there because we don't want to see the extra spaces. Now, how do we decide which mode will be the best? In dynamic camera mode, the camera is so smart enough that it will decide which view is best for the audience or the remote people who have joined in. So dynamic camera mode works across all the 4 platforms: WebEx, Zoom, Google, and Microsoft Teams. You don't have to manually go to the navigator or the screen and to select the mode. Dynamic camera mode will select which view will be the best for the remote participants. Quick pause here. Any questions?
None from my end.
Okay. The next is AI notes. AI notes is basically when you are in a meeting and maybe you don't want to write notes. A lot of times we miss things when we are writing notes. We want AI to capture the notes for us. So AI automatically captures the notes, whatever is happening in the meeting. This is right now available on WebEx, not on the other platforms. But yeah, I don't have the roadmap. Maybe I should look into this. Maybe I can let you know if there are any roadmaps for other meeting platforms, but as of now, it's only available to WebEx, no other meeting platform. Support for Microsoft Facilitator. We're not going to talk about this feature, which is only available in Microsoft. It's a feature of Microsoft. It's not a feature of any of the other vendors that you see on the screen. This is just for Microsoft feature. And if you are an MTR Teams user, you will get this Microsoft Facilitator feature inside your MTR room experience.
Sorry,
Alright.
Karima.
So
For
if you,
that
yes.
Microsoft Facilitator, is there any minimum Room OS version that wherein this needs to be supported, or minimum version of the software?
Yeah, it's Room OS 26.
Room OS 26. So if they have older Room OS, this is not supported, right?
that won't be supported.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. So we have audio exclusion zones where we want the audio, again, same, just like meeting zones, if you want audio outside this area should not be heard by anyone. You can actually, if I zoom in, you can actually in the room navigator, you will be able to tap on the screen and you can decide, okay, I want audio to be heard from here. You need to go to settings, microphones, and once you go there, you can actually select what all audio, areas you would want where the audio should be picked up, not outside that. So you can do that directly from the room navigator and you can always change it. It's not like that, okay, once you've selected it will be limited to it. You can always change it and it works on all the four meeting platforms. So that's one. Now, coming to the second part, which is content share. We've already experienced and talked a lot about content share, but for all the partners who've joined in and who don't know this, that we support multiple methods of sharing content, be it wired or wireless. When we say wireless, we have AirPlay, Miracast support, which a lot of vendors in the market don't have. A lot of vendors in the market will give you either AirPlay or Miracast, but we are giving you the best of both worlds. You still have your HDMI experience of local sharing. You have your BYOD capability as well. You can use USB-C and HDMI together for BYOD and wired sharing. You also get, for somebody who's using Microsoft Teams rooms, you get Microsoft Teams sharing option as well. You get Bluetooth sharing option that Microsoft Teams have. So we basically are supporting all kinds of sharing options. Now, share your way best in market sharing experience. Again, this is something we've already talked about, and the screenshots or video that you're seeing right now, I mean, it's kind of a moving screenshots, but this is how you can go to the room navigator and just with a click of button, you can start sharing content, be it wired, be it wireless. You just need to click a button, that's it, and you are able to share this. And this is again available on across all the platforms. Oh, where did my picture go? So AI director is nothing but how can we make sure that okay, the video is gone. I think something happened to the video. But anyways, this will allow you to dynamically choose which how you want the remote participant to see the user. It's the same thing. There was a slight video that I wanted to show. I'll see if I can pull it out for you because that will explain it better. But it's again the same thing, how we can give the best view, and the camera itself decides the best view for you, so you don't have to do anything manually. The only thing that you need to do is just select the view, like select the dynamic mode, and that's it. So you don't have to do anything else. Noise removal has always been there. You can do noise removal, you can do optimize for my voice if you want that I am speaking and only I should be heard. People who are behind me should not, whatever conversation they're having, you don't want that to be heard. You select the optimize for my voice. We've all experienced this. Audio zones we've discussed. Meeting zones is again similar to audio zones. When you want people who are in this view should be captured. People who are walking here shouldn't be captured by the camera. The camera should be focusing on these people. So meeting zones, audio zones, a combination of this can be used when you have glass walls or when you have open spaces and you don't want people outside that particular area should be visible. I'll actually pull out this video towards the end and show you how AI Director works. So that was a subset of first use case. Before we move on to the second one, any questions till here?
All good for now. All good. Yeah.
Okay. So we've told you how you can provide the best experience by joining different meetings, by enabling AI-based experience. Now that is all good. how can we make sure that somebody who's, let's say, from the IT part, their experience of management is also good? We want to elevate that experience. And that is through our Control Hub platform. Everyone knows about Control Hub, but just for the sake of saying that, like you can mention about it's a centralized admin portal where you don't have to download an application. All you need is an internet connection and a web browser. You do not need an extra license for it. Whatever licenses you've purchased from Cisco, be it calling, suite, devices, you get access to your uh, Control Hub. So Control Hub does not require an extra license, no app, only internet connection. You can do centralized management. We are also bringing this feature of automated provisioning. So earlier you used to have 16-digit code. Now you don't need to enter that. Admin can remotely provision the device. We'll see it in the second week, or I'll see if I have a screenshot where the device's screen will say remotely being configured, and it will be configured the provisioning will be automated. You don't have to manually go near the device and enter that 16-digit code. So we are bringing this as well. You get granular troubleshooting. You can see what is wrong, if there is packet loss, there is jitter, how has the device joined, where is the problem, is it on the sender's end, is it on the receiver's end, and AI powered search. We'll see this in the demo in the next week, but AI powered search, you can actually go in the Control Hub and ask questions. I want to see the devices, those that were most used in the last 30 days. So when you do that, Control Hub will actually give you steps. Okay, go there. You will see in this location, select this particular device, put this filter, and you'll get a couple of steps. So this is very useful for an admin who maybe has joined the new team and they don't know how to, look for reports inside the Control Hub. They can actually take help of the AI assistant inside the Control Hub and ask questions. So we are not limited to our meeting experience, but if you have Microsoft Teams Room certified devices, you can actually manage them from our Control Hub. You can see, okay, this is the device. It's running MTR Room Experience. This is the serial number. This is the IP address. So you will be able to see all of that in the Control Hub. That is also a part of enhancing that experience. Earlier, what used to happen was when we had to manage a device, we had to be on in the same room on the same network, that we had to be there to manage a device. That's no longer a case. You can now, maybe IT admin can be sitting somewhere else and they want to take a remote access. Maybe I'm at my home and I want to take the remote access of the device. I can do that now. This is the enhancement that we have got, where if I need to take control sitting somewhere else, I don't have to be in the same room or same network. I can actually take control of that room device remotely. This is again a very, very important enhancement, and we've had the feedback that many customers wanted to see this, and we've got this. We've listened to our customers and we've incorporated this feature. This is just a snippet of AI Assistant, how an IT administrator can maybe want to know how do I create a queue or how do I download reports for devices. So they can just ask the AI Assistant and AI Assistant will guide with all the steps. We'll see all of this in the detail in our week 2, but this is how you can analyze. You have your filters. If you want to see devices for location A or location B, you can apply that filter. This is very useful when you want to track KPIs, when you want to plan your return on investments. Let's say I have a room, it's being used a lot. Maybe a lot of devices are being used in X number of rooms. And I think because there is high usage, maybe the room is never free. I want to make sure that I can plan my return on investment by maybe having a new device. I see that there are 100 meetings happening, let's say in a week, but the room is only capable of having 50 meetings. Maybe there are overlapping meetings also happening. maybe the device is being used in more than 100 meetings. So I can actually plan that, okay, since the device is being used, maybe I need another device from Cisco. That's how I can plan my return on investment. And this gives you details of all of that, that how many devices joined the meeting, when were they used, were they used for joining a meeting, or they were used for local sharing. You can get all of that. You can select the analytics for as long as you want to. Up to 13 months is the maximum that we provide, and you can download those analytics reports directly from the Control Hub. If you want reports based on usage, which have more in-depth data like IP address, where are the calls coming from, where are the calls going to, then we provide those usage reports, those detailed reports as well. You can download them, or you can schedule the reports. Maybe you don't want to be continuously downloading them, so you can schedule the reports that maybe every month on this particular day the IT admin should receive the report. So you can do that as well directly from the control. If you have a customer who is using ThousandEyes or who is using Meraki, our Control Hub platforms integrate with ThousandEyes portal and Meraki integration, Meraki portal as well, which means you don't have to switch between multiple apps. Number one, you have that one common experience in front of you, and you can just open the ThousandEyes portal within your Control Hub. Number one. Number two, you can get a hop by hop analysis. Where is my packet going? Maybe on first access point, you will get a warning that, okay, maybe on the first access point, there was something wrong. So you can not just in Control Hub, you can get data about, okay, maybe there was packet loss, maybe there was jitter. But what if you want to know that maybe when the packet reached the first access point, that was the problem. Maybe there is a problem in the first access point or the area of coverage of that access point. So you don't have to go and after the access point one. So with ThousandEyes and Meraki integration, you can troubleshoot at the network level. You can get to know at the network level what is wrong by seeing the hop by hop packet cross across your network from one endpoint to another. Again, this does not require a license. If you are a ThousandEyes customer or a Meraki customer, we provide that integration to you already, and no extra license or cost is required. This is something new. How can we, if you are using a 9200 smart switch, you have peripherals like Room Vision, you have Cisco Microphone Pro, all of these work AV over IP. Data packets are being sent over IP, over Ethernet, over your LAN. You do not require extra cabling for that. And you have a Cisco Room devices. So basically you get an experience of a network aware room. When I say network aware, workspace is nothing but a room. In the workspace, you can not only see your device, but you will also be able to see your smart switches 9200. You can see their details. Okay, this is the switch. This is the IP address. And what all do we have connected to this switch? We have all the peripherals connected. Maybe a Room Vision camera. Maybe a Room Navigator is not connected to the Cisco device. Maybe they're connected to a switch directly. Or even if they're connected to the device, they will show up because the device itself is connected to the smart switch. So you will be able to see the inside a room, you will be able to see the device data, the peripherals data, and to some level of your smart switch data, because these are smart switches. They're also powered by AV over IP. So within the Control Hub, you get like a full experience of LAN, of Cisco devices, and your peripherals. Before we move to the third use case, any questions?
For the peripherals, just in case, because most of the partners would brought up the third party cameras or peripherals, would it also be seen on the network aware rooms in Control Hub if it is connected on the Cisco switch?
You mean the third party peripherals are visible or not in the Control Hub?
Yep.
That's a great question. I think they should be, but I would have to check this.
Thank you.
I can check this and let you know, like right after this call, I can let you know. I'll ping you
Thank
on
you
the
so much.
third party. Experience is not limited to joining a meeting or management by an IT. We also want to focus on the effortless experience of designing it and deploying it. How easy can we make it for our partners to design it and deploy it? And that is using our workspace designer and our few deployment options that we're going to discuss. So a room like this, which is clustered, which has a whiteboard, which has a projector, which has multiple components on the table, a remote or blah, 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 a lot of things. We don't want this to give this kind of an experience, neither to our customer nor to our partners who will be constantly plugging in cables for different setups. With Cisco devices, a room like this can be transformed to a room like this, where you do not have a single extra cable. You can use your voice commands. They are intelligent enough that you can use your voice commands to join a meeting. You don't need a room navigator unless you really want something on the table. You can go whiteboard, you can join meeting using the touch screen of a Board Pro. So we give you all set of options: wireless sharing, wired sharing, using voice commands to join a meeting, touch screen, which can enable you to join a meeting, all of that inside our integrated unit. And they have open APIs, which means that if you need some kind of an integration with third party, that is also possible. Now not every single third party integration would be possible, but if you have a use case, we can, like, you can tell your partners that if there is a use case of any third party integration, we can discuss that and we can let you know if that would be possible and how would that be possible. But the important part to note here is that our devices use REST APIs. REST APIs are open APIs, which means you can make changes to the APIs. You can integrate. When you say you can make changes to the API, the first step of integration is having an open API, and we provide that. That means you can make changes to the API. Open API means you can make changes to the API to suit it to your need, to cater to your use case. So we provide that. We have a website called developers.webex.com where we have a list of APIs of our devices and how to use them. So if you have a use case, you can come and discuss with us. You can explore the developer.webex.com and we can work together on see how that integration will work. So this is your Board Pro, which is starting up. You can see the device is getting onboarding. It's contacting the network. It's applying configuration. You're not manually entering anything. Nobody's there in this room. Nobody's entering that 16-digit code. It is getting configured from the network. Maybe the admin is controlling this from somewhere else. This was supposed to be GA this year. Yet to see if it's already available or not. Maybe Joy, after your question, which was on peripherals, I can let you guys know the exact GA date for this. If in case partners ask, like, when is it going to be GA in 2026? So yeah, that is something that I can let you know with the peripherals part. But this is like an amazing feature that you don't need somebody to manually configure it to you to stand in front of the device. It's an automated provisioning process happening in the control hub where you can go into the control hub and configure the device faster without having somebody there. So that is something which we are bringing. And again, this device will be managed by Control Hub. So there's nothing new in that sense, just the provisioning part. We've discussed this already. One part of simplified deployment is using less cables. When we are using AV over VoIP, audio over VoIP, transferring audio packets over VoIP, which means over internet, over your Ethernet cable, over your LAN. We do not require an extra HDMI or extra cable, just one cable. This one cable is transferring your audio packets. This one cable is used to power your device. It is doing everything. So this leads to simplified deployment. Our new room vision cameras, our ceiling microphone pros, our table microphone pros are fully capable of supporting this. And again, if you're a partner who's using this, your job is easy because the deployment is like a few seconds deployment because you just using one cable. That's it. Nothing else. No extra cabling required. So this is just one example of how an AV room looks like, where you have one cable going for your camera, second camera again one cable going, two other mics, one is a ceiling mic, one is your table microphone pro, again just one cable going. You have for your room booking, maybe the room booking system that is on the table and something that is outside to book the room, that is also consuming one cable. So every single thing is using like single cable, and that enhances your audio over VoIP experience. That your audio or even video, your cameras are doing video, they are also consuming a single cable. So you are basically easing that deployment. Even if you have a large meeting room setup where using a codec EQ, you do not need extra cabling just because the room is large. Even if you have multiple components, each of the components is using just one cable. So this is just highlighting that. I think somebody had a question.
All good for now.
Okay. Then we move to the workspace designer. You can tell the partners that you can go ahead and scan this code and you can or you can go to this website. You will be able to experience our workspace designer, where you can actually see and experience how a room would look with a device, be it a huddle room to an auditorium, a large size space. You can see the capabilities of how the camera coverage, the microphone coverage, you can change the devices. And if you need tips, maybe camera coverage is not so good, you can get those tips as well when you're designing a room. You can decide the number of people in the room. You can put the dimensions of the room. You can see the in-room meeting experience for the people who are inside the room. If you want to go with a single screen or a dual screen for content share, you can select those options. So this is like one of the best tools for designing. It gives you tips, it gives you coverages of camera or mics, it gives you how your cabling will look like. You can even change your tables. If it's a tapered table, it's a rectangular table, it's a circular table, you don't want people at the very end should be cut. So you can actually decide and design your room with a friendly tips at your footstep that will help you to design the best and the most, I would say, user friendly experience for your customers. So this is, I think, one of the unique points. The experience is not just limited to joining a meeting or controlling or managing everything. It's also about how we can make sure it's the best experience. And you can share this with your customers as well. Maybe if the customer wants to see, okay, maybe my table can be tapered, or maybe if I want to buy furniture, maybe I want to buy this sort of a table or change the table later on. How would that room experience look like? Maybe I want to reduce the mics in future. Will my audience voices will still be captured? So the customers can also play around with this, the partners can play around with this, and it's a great tool that tells you what will be the best experience for your in-room participants and even for the remote participants who are viewing the people inside the room. Not just this, so once you've designed it, it's gonna Workspace Advisor, I think it's already there, where with this workspace designer that you just saw, which is used to design the meeting room, Workspace Advisor is like one step above. You want to actually visualize this meeting room inside the control hub. You want to see a 3D effect. So that 3D effect, if you want to see, Workspace Designer is just giving you a 2D effect. If you want to see that 3D effect, that's where you can use the Workspace Advisor. That will give you, okay, You'll feel like, okay, as if you are inside the meeting room. And how will this room look like when a device is placed, when the audience is seated? How long or till what length can the camera view go? So that 3D experience is something that will be visible by the Workspace Advisor. It's again available on most of the meeting platforms, the 4 meeting platforms which are already available. I think it's already GA. I can just check right away if this is GA or not. But the summary of all the things that we've covered today is that seamless meeting room is not just about a video endpoint joining one meeting, but making sure it joins multiple meetings and is powered by AI. Secondly, how can we improve the experience of manageability for our IT admins for using Control Hub? And lastly, how can we improve that experience for our partners, for the people who design the meeting room or deploy the meeting room setup? So that is all about it. And then we have Slido. We can open up Slido and we can launch that. Any questions here while I check for Workspace Advisor if it's GA or not? You're on mute, Joy.
Sorry. Sorry, all good for now. I was mentioning that the deck is pretty straightforward, and you have discussed it perfectly, and we could understand it very well. For my end, at least. So
Perfect.
for the Slido part,
Hmm.
should we use the one on the presentation, or we could run it on the Slido browser? I think we don't have an access to this one for
Oh,
the
I
Slido
think
questions.
yeah, I would have to invite you all as a collaborator. I can do
Thank you.
that, and you can run it on the web browser as well. It's completely your choice.
Okay.
Just a quick thing. So Workspace Advisor is in beta and it will be GA this month towards the end. So I think we are having this session next month, maybe the collab part. So by then it's already gonna be GA. It's available in beta. So for customers who want to see this, the 3D view inside your control hub using the Workspace Advisor, they can see it. They can analyze the AI dimensions inside there. So it's in beta. If you want your customer to see it, you can contact the BU and they will enable it. GA this month, when we have the collaboration session, it will already be GA. Any other questions, team?
So if there is no question, Gariba, thanks a lot. It's actually, I know this system, but I didn't see that much details, and I haven't used it in any Cisco office actually yet. So I personally thank you for just presenting all these details. I think so. This is the first deck, right? We got second deck and third deck, and
Yeah.
for second deck and third deck, which one is suitable? Having 2 separate sessions for second deck and third deck, or one unified session, kind of 90 minutes for 2 decks? Asking the whole team actually, to you as well.
Let me just
90,
pull up.
90 minutes, 2 deck, or 1 hour, 1 deck, 1 hour, 1 deck. But I don't know the density of the third deck.
I see. I mean, you can ask everyone. According to me, I think week 3 is not that much. It's about creating bill of material, so that can be done quickly. I think we can do both of them in like 1 hour, 15 minutes, or 90 minutes. I mean, that works for me. But if the team wants to have it in 2 sessions, we can do that as well.
Any feedback, guys?
One session works for me as well. 90 minutes or so.
If Perfect.
me too.
Owen, I
Um,
guess you also you're okay.
Yes, okay.
So for next week, I'm going to set 90 minutes. If we are going to complete it in 70, it doesn't matter. We can just end up the session. But 90 minutes for two decks, and we can complete the training session. And in any case, I'm recording this. I'm going to share the records as well. So for today, if you don't have any questions, any feedback to Garima, we're good to go.
Okay.
just the AI director video.
Sorry, Kras?
The AI director video. You said you're gonna
Yes,
show that out.
yes, yes,
Maybe
yes,
you can
yes,
just
yes.
send us the link. We can watch it.
Yeah, I can do that. I'd actually embedded in my PPT. It stopped working.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull it out. Meanwhile, I also confirmed one thing. So Workspace Advisor is beta. GA will be there already. Zero touch provisioning is also now available in beta for Room OS 26.5 or later. So Room OS 26 also has subsets 26.1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5. 26.5 and above, you have the zero touch provisioning available with your Cisco devices. And I am also sharing this particular link if you want to go through it. But again, as I was mentioning, that you don't have to manually enter the 16-digit code. So that is something that is being taken care of. If your customer wants to see it, you can ask the product manager or BU and you can have them enabled. That is another part. AI director, let me see if I can pull it up.